Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.
Man, we back in here, but hold on real quick, man. I can't remember which Karen Friend. That's the one we use. All right, we up in this bitch. Hey, look, man, look, I'm an old head to this live streaming shit. Welcome back, y'all, to another one, another something. Let's talk with JVJ. I got my boy out for the norm, 18, need to shave, need to let me fade him up. We gonna get it right. Sir, go ahead, cause this your show. This your show.
Oh, it's my show?
This your show. I'm gonna sit back
Ooh,
and be
I
quiet.
don't know. I don't know about that one.
Hold on, let me get my squeaky noise in here. This your show.
I don't know about that one. So what we plan to do tonight was talk about MTR. And what's going on with MTR is apparently they got an organization that's coming at him and other groups saying that these red pill, manosphere type situations that's going on is bad for men, bad for women, bad for society. So I saw the video, so
Who's
I don't know if a lot of you
MTR?
saw the
Tell
video.
them. Tell them
Well,
who. If they don't know, who is MTR?
well, if it's my show, why you gotta? What you doing?
I'm sorry. Let me shut the fuck up.
Thank you. Anyways, so MTR. Back to what I was saying. I'm gonna go back to that. Rude motherfucker. So apparently they came up with a fund to go after these cats. Not just MTR, which is mediocre tutorial reviews, but Fresh and Fit, also Just Pearly Thing, Steph is Cole, and other people. But it tripped me out because MTR never claimed to be Red Pill or Manosphere, really. So it makes me think like we gotta really be careful and mindful of things we say and how we trying to move. You know what I mean? So we know, like, keeping account of what we saying and the type of videos and content that we make, just in case they try to come at us with that bullshit. So it's just something for y'all to be mindful, us to be mindful of. But I think it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna cover this and see what the brother got to say, the information that he got, and what he gonna show. So since JVJ wanted to jump in while I'm trying to do shit, go ahead and speak your piece.
Look, y'all, I gotta get used to, playing background, playing second fiddle. I gotta get used to it. I'm sorry. I fucked it up. My bad. My bad. I gotta go ahead and get that homage. But look, man, make sure y'all go over to my boy Out for the Norm 18. Matter of fact, tell him where to come find you.
Same old channel as always, Out for the Norm 18, right here on YouTube. So y'all know what it is. Come holla at your boy.
Make sure y'all do that. And he be banging over there on Facebook too. I ain't just telling about the Facebook. You know you be over there getting it in on Facebook.
Same thing. Go over Facebook over there too.
He be making me look bad. But see that's a humble ass nigga right there. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a humble ass. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to say nigga. Humble ass black man. Cause he make me look bad over there on Facebook. I ain't got no traction on Facebook. And he over there just killing
That
it.
you ain't trying to have no traction on Facebook. That what it is.
And I'll take that. I'll take that. He trying to be nice to me right now. But either way though, man, look, y'all find me. Y'all already know, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share these videos when we get it popping, man. Like this interesting topic because once again, like what Op said, the federal government has got involved with taking our tax dollars and funding a program to look into people like mediocre tutorials, Fresh and Fit, Just Pearly Things, Steph is Cold, a whole bunch of other YouTube content creators. And we're gonna go through it because the mediocre tutorial is gonna tell us a little bit about it. But it's very interesting that the federal government is willing to spend our tax dollars on this and not on other things. But either way though, not gonna sit here and bitch about it, complain about it, whatever. We're just gonna call it out. We're gonna call it out. Shout out to Revolve Potato. See you in the building, man. Salute, sir. Man, you know I ain't been doing these, so I ain't seen you in a while. But he said manosphere bad, feminist good. That seems like how they want us to get to that caveman mindset. But Op, you ready to get into the video? Oh, hey,
Man,
my bad. Hurricane says salute too. Shout out to Hurricane. Hurricane, I was gonna play your intro in the beginning, but they deleted your shit off my shit, so I gotta redo it again. I'm gonna cut some people out in a little bit. Just throwing that out there for you. But my bad. It's your show.
Oh, now it's my show. Okay. So you got the video already queued up. We can go ahead and get into it.
All right, y'all, get ready. Suit up, suit in, strap up, cap up. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Put your seatbelt on. Here we go. Just let me know when to stop.
There is an NGO, a non-government organization called Diverting Hate, which is funded by, among others, the Department of Homeland Security. You'll see that written right down here. Who, by the way, should be utilizing our tax dollars to protect or to tighten up our borders, keeping us safe, securing our nation from the very real threats that we are facing. These very competent people over at Diverting Hate, with the support of the DHS, have again put me on a list, crowning me number 2 male supremacist right up here on YouTube. But here goes the actual list right here. You'll see me up at number 2. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself, which is, what the hell is male supremacy? They actually have written definitions of exactly what it means, and we're gonna go directly through all of that. And truth be told, honestly, I'd be happy to wear number 2 if I thought that this shit was accurate. But these smooth brains put me above, amongst others, Fresh and Fit and Just Pearly Things. Really? Just Pearly Things, the platform who actively advocates for women not being able to vote, which begins, by the way, to tease out the sheer incompetence and bias of the authors of this report. But even outside the incompetence, the authors use the tried and true methods of positioning content creators like myself as being a hate group, so much to the extent that it's laughable. So we're gonna go through components of this case study today that is reflective of me, myself, and my channel, because what they've attempted to do is to bucket all content creators together as if we all believe in the same things, or if we all teach the same things, or if all of our audiences behave in the same way, label us all of these weaponized words such as extremist and male supremacist, which, by the way, is a derivative of white supremacist, but they're utilizing those words as weapons against content creators that were restoring power to men. One of the major goals of my platform, along with having a critical discussion to understanding the nature of both men and women, is to give men the information to live a joyous life, provide them information in regards to the inadequacies of the family court system, provide them information that tells them that they are in a patriarchal regime and should feel bad for being a man because of that, to provide them with the correct information that no, your masculinity is not toxic by trade, but there are biological factors and reasonings to the way that you conduct yourself in a woman's response to that. And to think that there's government agencies that are funding hiding this information from you is sickening. But nevertheless, I'm going to attempt in good faith to review their report and offer my thoughts.
All right, we can pause right here.
Without further.
So I just want to let him, get into a spill for a good little bit. So he pointed out a good few things as far as talking about the family courts, talking about the masculinity situation, the way we move and stuff like that. I think what's messed up is them grouping him into certain things, and I can get with some of the theatrics that you might have on, like, say, Fresh and Fit or Steffens Code. Like I can get the theatrics or like the Frank Castle and stuff like that, kicking chicks out and stuff like that. So I can get females having a problem, with that. I can totally understand that. But the problem I have is if you're gonna make a list like this, make sure you do the correct research before you just throw somebody in there. Because like I was telling you before, I think it might be somebody personal that got a personal thing against NTR to throw him on that list, try to make sure he got put on that list. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think he should. We both know he shouldn't be on that damn list. We both know that. So, but just going into those things he talked about, these are things they don't care about. Like Revolving Potato said, manosphere bad, but feminism good. Like that's a problem because you got, even with women in feminist movement, they wrong on certain things that they talk about that they want, or what women should be allowed to do. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing's gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of some bullshit. But on that beginning part, what's your thoughts on some of the stuff he said?
thought it was I thought it was real interesting, especially looking at the list. But here, before I get into my thoughts, let me read through some of these comments, man. Like, I gotta be the co-host up in here. But and look, YouTube just did some funny shit because they deleted a lot of y'all comments. But let's see, start with Von Potato, Manosphere bad, feminist good. Hurricane up in the building says salute. Say YouTube do be hating. They do be hating. Yeah, Smitty up in the building. Shout out to Smitty. Couple comments. See, Von Potato said, what about them using taxpayer dollars on schools that have pedos and grooming books for children? Hey, that's a good question right there. Yeah, you got anything on that?
Yeah, I mean, we already know the situation with that. Like,
Said it's BS too. I agree with you. It is BS. I agree.
it is, and that's why you got a lot of people trying to fight those with the laws and things of that nature. Like, nah, y'all shouldn't be putting that stuff in there. We didn't vote for y'all to put that type of stuff in school. But I'm tripping out what Positive Vibe says. She said he should be on it.
Hold on,
And
hold
she,
on, hold on, hold on. Let me get to it now. Let me get to it. Let's see,
you know, I seen that.
Op said, Smitty said, Op didn't see. You see him now? Voila. Magic. Hey, yeah, you remember that song when it came out? Voila. Man, no, don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
I thought you didn't listen to stuff like that.
I listen to the hood stuff. Don't mean I'm a hood. Either way,
Yeah,
though,
okay. If
Hurricane
you say
said,
so.
look, we ain't talking about that shit right now. We ain't talking about that shit right now, nigga. Either way, though, Hurricane said, saw his video days ago, lets me know if he is on the list. I know I'm on one top 5 revolutionary / domestic. You know what? Hey, look, I think we all on the list. I think they're trying to put us all on the list. And he also said Australia schools made boys apologize for being boys. That's crazy. Lena, I got you in a little bit. As soon as Op says it's okay. And then Hurricane came back and said the FBI put ICP. That's insane. Clown pose. Okay. Posey. I got you. I got Posse. It's really Posse. But on the FBI most wanted list because of a whole bunch of gigolos. Hey, look, Hurricane, you messing me up right now. I'll be honest with you. But gigolos, those are fans with paint on their face acting crazy. I agree with you. He said he is too high from Miss Positive Vibes. And she also said he should be on it. Okay. That was you getting at. Go ahead. I know that's what you wanted to address.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, in her point of view, what does she mean he should be on it? Because I'm sure she don't really watch his content to say that.
All right.
So,
All right.
so Lena, you got to expound on that.
Now she did say drop the link. Do you want me to drop the link, or you want to go a little bit further before we drop
No,
the link?
no. I'm saying she can put in the comment section for now. Like, what does she mean on that? Like, when we drop the link, then she can talk a little bit more. But I'm just saying, like, she got to help me understand why she would say that.
All right. She came back and said, "I do. Let's get active. I do. Let's get active." Now that is his catchphrase. Let's get active. But I think she wrote that. She was writing that in the midst of what you were saying. Lena, respond to what he said. But you want me to go ahead and continue with the video?
Yeah, continue with the video.
All right, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all keep the comments up. Make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe. Let's get it.
Further ado. Now, before we get started with reviewing this case study, here is my call to action for all of you, because this report is proof that I am being targeted. And although I have faith that YouTube isn't as biased as what this organization is, as these NGOs are, you just never know. all it takes is somebody to not actually review my content, to get past the titles, to get past the thumbnails, and someone who believes that anyone that thinks that anybody who's anti-feminism is a hate mongerer can look at reports like this and I'm gone, demonetized, deleted, what have you. So because of this, I have gone out my way to create a community, a free community, and this will be where the MT Army resides, which will become the best self-development community in the world. We're going to focus on 4 main pillars of growth: your financial fitness, health and wellness, identifying your purpose, and solidifying your masculinity. Much more information on that later, but click on the link down in the description box down below so you can join. Men need a safe space in order to improve. It's clear that these public spaces are no longer safe. So click in, beam up, and let's get active. Diverting hate, misogynistic extremism, the manosphere, and mainstream social media. Let's just go down. So you'll see even down here, they have in the footer that this is in fact funded by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. But let's just continue to go down. So you'll see here, this is, I guess, their mission statement. We exist to create a world where all people can be safe from misogyny. Now, what's interesting about this is that they're called diverting hate, but they only focus on one side of the coin. They don't focus on misandry. Their focus is purely on men. And I wonder why that is. I wonder how many different organizations up under the Department of Homeland Security are focused or funding organizations that try to dissemble misandry. It's funny how that happens, and no wonder you get the rise of content creators such as Sprinkle Sprinkle, which teaches women how to commit prenup fraud on men that want to marry them.
When you talk about the loopholes of prenups, can you maybe give a broad example? Yes. Be on drugs or alcohol when you sign. Smart. And have a prescription for whatever drugs you're on, not illegal drugs, but prescription drugs that alter your alter the way that you make decisions, and that way you can pull that up if you want your prenup null and void.
Or you get other women whose names shall not be named that tell you to abort male fetuses for being male, some of the most sickest, deplorable shit that they're allowed to maintain with on their platforms. But I ask you, whatever on my platform has ever promoted the hate for women? Go back through my catalog, and in fact, look down in my comment section right now, the people in there that cannot believe that I was put number 2 of 10. But anyway, let me just get back down into the case study. So anyway, the first thing that I wanted to touch on was the executive summary of this report, and I'll go over this. The purpose of the report. This report serves as a crucial examination of the multifaceted challenges arising from the manosphere's influence on online platforms. Now, I find it interesting that they call out the manosphere, something that I said that I am not a part of 3+ years ago. But the problem is that if you have a majority male audience and you talk about the dating struggles today, identifying behavior or toxicity issues with the modern women of today, while at the same time promoting self-development to the people that watch you, they just place you in here. But I mean, content piece after content piece, because truthfully, and I've said this, that it is hard for me to be a part of something where I cannot control the brand, whether it's Manosphere, whether it's Red Pill, but I've said for years now that this content comes from me. Now, is there some RP influence? I would agree with that, but let's move on. Its purpose is to provide actionable insights, foster ethical practices, and propose effective interventions to address the propagation of misogynistic narratives and extremist viewpoints. Pay attention. By presenting a comprehensive, it is not comprehensive, let me tell you, analysis, the report aims to equip practitioners, men's community, and well-being organizations, policymakers, and VLOPs with the knowledge needed to counteract the destructive effects of normalized violence within the manosphere. Really? Normalized violence. You know, the first thing that I thought about when I thought about this
Real
term,
quick, pause
normalized violence, is
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, so do you agree with me on that when it comes to Fresh and Fit, like stuff like that they may be trying to point out?
In the sense of what you mean?
Like when he do the Frank Castle kicking females out, they flinging threats back and forth to each other and all of that stuff.
Meaning like you got a chick in here acting crazy, ruining the show, and he's like, man, look, just get the fuck up and get the fuck out of here. That type shit.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is I can understand the, how do you put it? I can understand the thought process when they say quote unquote not a safe space, because you got to think you bringing these females in here, they usually random chicks, and then y'all got alcohol in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So you say certain things, and you got unstable females in there. It's possible it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a trip. And I know you do that for content clickbait, but we both know Fresh and Fit, certain things that they do be like some jit shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying I can get the plight of that, or I can get certain things that happen with just Pearl Channel. But then when you look at MTR, he don't have shit like that on his channel. If he talks to a woman, they usually another content creator. They able to have a amicable conversation. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, basically, what I'm saying is, if they calling out Fresh and Fit for that, I can see why. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Because there's been a lot of drama on that show. But if you gonna put them in number one, put him in number two, that's where I'm like, bruh, I can't get with that. Basically, what I'm saying.
Nah, I understand it. Like you remember when we first got going on here. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Like, we had Rob up in the building. Shout out to my boy Sports Star with Rob. Hurricane up in the building. We already talked about Smitty being up in the bit. Shout out to that man. PA up in this whole PA Texas like a motherfucker. Lena, you already know we see you. But nah, we got Chief up in here. Chief. Ain't seen you in a while. We ain't even doing live streams in a while either. So shout out to you and we already Raw Potato. You know we had to shout out Raw Potato. And I think you already hit him earlier in the shit. But when it comes to this dynamic of things that they're doing right now, I'm actually when I first saw this, I ignored it. I ignored it.
I did too.
That's the best way to put it. I ignored it. But after I took some time and sat back and thought about it, like, no, this is actually bigger than what I thought it was. It was like, so and so did this, so and so, blah blah blah, this, blah blah blah. No. You're coming at people. You're putting people into a certain group, certain category, even when they tell you that they're not in that group, even when their content shows you that they're not in that group, but you're roping them in there because you want to continue this separation propaganda shit that y'all been on, because that's all it is in my honest opinion. I think it's separation. So we're gonna bark down people's necks to separate men from women. I understand to a certain extent the Fresh and Fit argument because of how they operate on screen and off screen. It makes sense to a certain extent, but still not to this level. But to throw MTR into it, that was just straight out of left field. For y'all that play baseball, a right-handed hitter ain't hitting out the left field. Like, it was straight out of left field. Like, oh, magically he hit over there. Like, where did that come from? So he got more to say. That's pretty much what I got on it. Raw Potato said, I may be wrong though. Okay, I forgot what I don't
Yeah,
read
you
all
have to
that.
go. Yeah, you have to go back to the next one. Understand what he's saying?
All right, I'm skip all that. This is going to Chief. Chief said, Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit is on that P Diddy kick. They having sex with their guests for a podcast appearance and exposure. Okay, now. And see, Hurricane also said, I got the F Government podcast. I know I'm on the list somewhere. Hey, look, I think we all on the list. I think they're trying to put all of us on the list in the grand scheme of things. No matter what you're doing, I think all Americans, they want to have them on the list so they can. It would be the smartest thing to do if you're actually trying to get control. Hurricane also said, and plus, it let me know Pro is
COINTEL.
still active. COINTEL.
Yeah, that's COINTEL, bro.
That word is still active.
Alabama
So
education system, y'all. They need to put your
yeah.
school on. They need to put your high school on the list.
Say it again. How you say it?
They need to put your high school on the list. That's
No,
what I
no, no,
said.
no, no. How you say the word?
COINTEL Pro.
COINTEL Pro. All right, there we
There
go.
you go.
You're gonna make sure everybody know how to say it. But yeah, it is
Yeah,
still
okay.
active. It is still
Pretty
active.
much.
Lena said no, because the goal of this channel is different. Hurricane said counterintelligence program, and Lena came back again and said this channel doesn't deserve to be on the list. I would fight to get it off. Oh, Lena fighting for me. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Let's
Mm.
see, and PA came in and said, yeah, Fresh and Fit should be piping them stupid assholes chasing cloud. That OM girl got like 100K in subs after going on that show. Puffy, them hoes, Fresh and Fit. Okay. All right, you want to keep going? Did you have, oh, my bad.
Yeah, go.
Chief came in. Chief had one more comment. I'm sorry. Look, I ain't reading no more at the Chief. I'll read them once we stop again. Why do random female guests from Fresh and Fit keep popping up Prego? That's a good question. All right, what you want to do?
Keep it rolling, you know.
All right, y'all, let's keep riding.
Thought back to the case of that woman that claimed that she was hit in the face with the brick, and she would often describe that anyone who didn't believe her as being violent against her. By the way, GoFundMe ended up taking down her page where she earned almost $40,000 off of a fraud, off of a lie. And apparently, holding those people accountable is seen as violence, normalized violence. Meanwhile, I've uploaded content on this channel that talks about men. Do not engage with violence. Stay away from violence. The seriousness of violence, or putting yourself or reacting to situations where you're leveraging your emotions instead of responding logically with frame and stoicism to those very same situations. Shit, focusing on the black community, I think most of the issue with the men is because of the single parent epidemic. They have not seen fathers, strong fathers, masculine fathers, demonstrate themselves effectively, and instead have watched the emotionality of their mothers, who then utilize that emotion to prey on those within their same communities. I've always maintained the importance of a two-parent household.
Look, I'm gonna have to stop right there. I know this ain't my show, y'all. I know this is not my show, but that is something that I also see. And I understand that there are gonna be ladies that come out of the woodwork and say, that's not the reason that these men are not being men. You can't keep blaming the women for this. I understand it. I get your argument. But I still always rest my flag, like when I plant my flag in the sand. It's gonna take a man to raise a man. And when a young boy grows up in a household where a woman is raising him, he's gonna pick up on tendencies of her. Children are like sponges; they soak up what's around them. That's why you get the compassion when you have a mother and a father from the mother, and you get the strong side from the father. But when you operate in the mindset of, I don't understand why these young boys are growing up and being very emotional and an emotional. Y'all, like, we can just call it out. Like us guys, like us as men, dude, we a problem in society if we not regulated. We're like a nuclear bomb if it came down to it. And when you don't regulate that, when you don't have structure, when you don't have discipline, when you don't have guidance, when you don't have morals, when you don't have these things that fathers give to their sons, you have a problem. So, y'all know what I'm trying to say to you. Y'all know what I'm trying to say to you. It's irritating to see it. I don't want to see people out here complaining about the young men that are out here right now in the world when we don't address the fact that a lot of these mothers, regardless whether they chose it or they didn't, giving you both options, whether you chose it or you didn't, have raised sons out here without their fathers. I'm not gonna this is your show, man. I'm sorry I had to stop it, but goddamn, this is your show.
No, you fine, man. You got something to say, sir.
The shit, it irritates me when I hear it. But hey, let me see. We got Marcus in this building. Marcus, you need to look, go to your channel. While you on here tonight, go to your channel and copy the URL at the very top and then post it in the chat. I was trying to make you a channel member. I mean, not a channel member, but a moderator. So yeah, do that for me so I can get you up in there. And you want to keep rolling? Keep rolling?
Keep it rolling. Yes, sir.
All right.
That you need the mother as well as the father. I push for two-parent households. Do y'all? Or are you on the side of single mothers can act as fathers, knowing damn well that a woman cannot turn a boy into a man? But the lessons that I've learned from my single father have taught me lessons that have kept me out of drugs, out of the court system, graduating post-secondary from a top 30 MBA school, and then transitioning all of my knowledge to mentorship to these young men so that they can make better choices within their life. But is that what you guys are gonna report on? Or this normalization of violence, which again, I've never pushed? By the way, when they say VLOPs or very large online platforms, I think what they're saying there is the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitters. They're pressuring the social media platforms to take them seriously, to control what they allow on their platforms. Meanwhile, I've never said this on my platform before, but guys, I've never received a community guideline strike at all, because those that in charge that look at the content, they know that there's not hate that comes from my words on this platform right here. So anyway, there's a call to action, all these other sections like that. But here's what I wanted to get into next, which is the male supremacy scale, a YouTube case study. Now, once you guys see the ridiculousness of how they're choosing to utilize the information on this scale, you will understand my passion. Together with the Polarization and Extremism Research Innovation Lab, acronym PARO, at American University, which I believe is in DC, we conducted a case study to investigate the viability of executing effective diversion campaigns. Yes, you read that correct. Effective diversion campaigns aimed at a range of male supremacist YouTube influencers who are prominent within the manosphere. So essentially, they're taking tax dollars and they're reinvesting that into running ad campaigns on my videos that after you watch one of my videos, you'll see one of their approved vendors. But what is the scale that they're using to determine how naughty that we are? Well, the scale was developed as a tool to understand, define, and quantify the phenomenon of contemporary male supremacy, specifically in the context of online platforms. The male supremacy scale is a 15-point scale to measure male supremacy broken into 3 subscales: anti-feminism, female dishonesty in relationships, and women like alphas, with 5 sub-bullets underneath each point. Now, they actually go through and describe each of these 3 buckets. I'll read the first one. Anti-feminism explores how the participant feels about feminism and feminists in general. So by nature of this study, they're essentially saying, if you do not agree with feminists or those within the feminist movement, you are bad. As if there's not destructive messages that are pushed because of feminist rhetoric and ideology. See,
I'm sorry, I had to stop right there. Because I don't think a lot of people understand the gravity of what he's actually saying right now. And I think we're at a crossroads where, look, y'all, we're at a crossroads where we're governing people on whether it's right or wrong to whether how they feel. And that's a dangerous place to get. They did a study on how people feel. Guess what? I'm hungry right now. I feel like I'm hungry. Let me go eat some food, and 5 minutes later, how you think I'm gonna feel? But what if we did a study on how many people are hungry in the world at a time? It's really, let's think about this shit. They playing. You cannot base studies. You cannot base anything off of how people feel. We cannot do that. We cannot dabble into that world. But that's like what you were saying earlier. We're dabbling into the feminist argument. This is a feelings-based argument. You can never win a feelings-based argument. You can only win that argument when we base it in logic. And they're literally writing a study, getting funding from the federal government about feelings. About feelings. Think about this, y'all. Feelings. That's crazy to me. I'm sorry, it's not, honestly, it's not crazy because I was part of the federal government. I know they do stupid studies on stupid stuff. But
I don't think
so
that but it's like I agree with you because that's why I was like we should do this video because it is very telling of people that want domination. You got the people that trick people by making them feel some type of way and lying to them. Then you got those people that also profit off of those lies. So you mean to tell me that this is our biggest issue? It's not the fact that we got a lot of fatherless homes out there where especially young boys don't have fathers and mentors to talk to like that. So now that you got some men on their life, I'm sorry to say it, well, fuck it if they don't like it. MTR is actually a decent dude. Like even when he called women out, he tried to choose totally different words than me and you would use to call out a thought or a bitch. He used totally different words than we do.
yeah, he literally wouldn't use thought a bitch.
So if he should be number 2, then me and you should share the number 1 spot or something like that, right next to
Nah.
Fresh,
We can't be
Fresh
number one.
Fit.
Hold on. Nah.
I'm just saying.
So you gonna have to put some Charleston Whites up there.
No. But I'm saying if we talking about for
Top
the
100. Top 100.
red pill, manosphere, stuff like that.
I'm not
So,
part of none of those spaces.
We not, but that's what I'm saying. So if you're gonna put him on there, you know how many other people you got to put on there. But it goes to show that they don't really want us to talk to us and try to have our mind right on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff could be entertainment, but for the most part, it's something that's supposed to help you get your mind right. If you don't want to listen to it, you don't have to listen to it. But we not going around trying to shut nobody down. Even the vile heifers that's on this space doing all the stuff that they do and say, all we do is counteract it, react to it, and counteract it with the truth. We ain't going around trying to get them taken off or none of that.
Speak on it.
What's that?
MTR, how in the world? I want you to speak on this. How is MTR on the list with somebody by the name of Cynthia G? You remember our trials and tribulations with this Hellraiser. How is she not on a list? But MTR.
Right.
I can't even think of the worst thing that Mediocre Tutorial said. But I can think of the worst that Cynthia G said. And I know, at least from my own understanding. Now, I could be wrong, man. Look, anybody can prove me wrong. I gotta make sure I put that disclaimer out there for y'all. I could be wrong, but I've never heard MTR say delete all black female babies. Never heard that. But he's on the list. But we got people out here advocating for the deletion of black male babies. And that was perfectly fine.
Yeah, if that's the case, then you know what I'm saying, The View should be on the list too. For making comments like men are useless, we don't need them, or cut off that thing. Like, and that was on actual TV. And this national TV, and the excuse would be, oh, because the way what men have done, so this is why women saying these things and reacting this way. But it's like, you got to realize something. Once women start acting like the worst kind of men, I'll say, and doing what the worst kind of men have done, but in a female form version, you are going to get what? You're going to get more guys acquiescing to doing the wrong things because they're going to think that's how they're supposed to fight back. Fight dirt with dirt. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got this continued cycle. It's because we're not having real conversations. All we're doing is you stay over there, you stay over there. I say what I want, but I'm going to dominate with the power I can get against you. Which we see what side that is actually coming from. We over here rather get grants and things like that to actually help fathers be in the house with their kids while they trying to get money for programs to stop fucking YouTube videos. Think about that.
Look, I try my best to try to look at things in the most simplistic way. And it blows my mind that we're living in a time right now where it's like telling somebody no, that's wrong, it's considered wrong. Like
Right.
the most simplistic shit. It's like, look, don't twerk your ass on the internet. That you don't tell her what she should do. She's her own free person. Look, don't get smashed on the internet for $3.99 per subscription per month. She's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants to do. Like, okay. We're living in a time where the basics, the bare minimums of what we consider as human dignity, you can't even push that out. And that's the craziest thing to me when it comes to this video, because MTR does not say crazy shit, y'all. From what I've watched, has he said anything super crazy or super controversial?
I keep telling you, man, every time he says something or tries to say something, he tries to give an innuendo. He don't just go directly and say certain things. He don't use the foul language and stuff. Foul language. He tries not to say those type of things. So for them, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you said, it's a personal attack. It's somebody that got something personally against him.
It seemed like it. And shout out to Brick Slinger Salute, man. Look, I'm not reading y'all comments right now because look, we gonna actually drop the link in a little while so y'all can come up and actually give y'all opinion on this shit. But I'm just trying to get everybody new that's coming in. But I'm make sure I highlight y'all comment. You ready to keep riding?
Let's go.
All right.
I agree with the early starts of feminism that wanted equality of opportunity. If I had a daughter, I would want her to be all that she can be, to have the same opportunities as her male counterparts. I believe and I ride for this degree of feminism, but I do not agree and ride for what it's turned into. This idea that you're walking around oppressed by men is absolutely insane in modern times today. The idea that you have any rights within a society that a man does not have in Western society today is absolutely insane. I disagree with how sexual liberation is pushed to the masses, pushed to children, as if there's no consequences or byproducts to the damage that it is causing to not even just young boys, but to young girls in this thinking. I do not agree with the components of feminism that allows biologically born men to compete in women's sports. Watching these biological women get knocked the hell out at an MMA event is sickening. To entertain conversations of children transitioning their gender on the backs of feminist rhetoric and ideology, to me makes you an extremist, not me. For some reason, I feel as though these raging feminists were listening to Sexy Red's My Coochie Pink, My Booty Hole Brown as they were crafting this pile of dog shit. But what they did is that they utilized a research technique, which is referred to as a 7-point Likert scale from strongly disagree to agree, where they asked participants to rate the content that they were looking at from what they've already predetermined to be correct, that anti-feminism is wrong. And if you rate them high, then they are a male supremacist. But what I found very interesting is that I have never seen a research study where they don't talk about the audience that they surveyed. Who took the damn surveys? Were the people that took it biased in nature? Was this a Likert scale giving to the authors and the researchers and the editors that created this case study? Great job conducting due diligence in your case studies, guys. You really did everything that you could have to remain unbiased. But if you guys want to see exactly what those categories and subcategories are, then here they are. And I will go over some of these just for the sake of time. But the first one at the top of anti-feminism, feminism is about hating men. I've never said this statement on my platform ever. What I have said is that it is problematic when you have, for example, I got a friend of mine who was born in Saudi Arabia, grew up in an actual patriarchal regime, moved over to America when she was a teenager, and within her maturing as a young woman has latched on to this westernized modern ideals of feminism and actively complains as if she's in a society where men oppress her. But if you ask her specific examples of this oppression, she cannot give you any. But if you ask her, what laws in society do men have that benefit them that women have that do not benefit them, she can't answer them. And actually, now that I think about it, I uploaded content this very week where an interviewer were asking women on a street, if you were alone in the woods, would you rather choose a bear or a man to be there with? And more often than not, these women chose a bear. You have to consider the cultural narrative or propaganda within a society that allows educated people to choose a vicious animal over an adult man.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Man is scary. With a bear. Depends what man, but probably a bear. 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there. A bear.
I've personally grown up in a society watching genital mutilation being laughed at. I remember back in the 90s, that whole Lorena Bobbitt situation and how they made...
Yeah, let's pause for a second.
Okay.
I put out a short on that one. Man or the bear. Do you not... I know we sit back, we cover things that cover this, like things that conduct in this space. Asking women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear? And the women pick the bear. I'm not even going to get into the disrespect that shows the men. I'm going to get into the mindset of how powerful Disney, remember y'all, Disney has over young people growing up. And they don't even do the same shows and the same movies that we had growing up. You know, Three Little Bears. They don't show that crap no more. They ain't remade that. It's like Lion King, Cinderella, shit, maybe Peter Pan every now and then. But a lot of ladies are picking to be in the woods with a bear over a man. That shows you the social brainwashing that men are violent to women. I've been saying this, and I've said it for a long time. You was here and you was saying the same shit. I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to the division that they're trying to sow. The black community was test subject number one. Us as black people were test subject number one to how to divide people from each other. Once they figured out, oh, that shit works. We can separate the man from the woman. Okay, let's start doing it in other communities. Feminism, it was around before, and well, I ain't gonna say before, but it came a little bit after they started with the black community. But once they figured out that this feminism works for the women, and the women are the ones to target, look at what we've gotten.
No,
You
actually, it
have
did. It came. It came. Uh, I think it was around slavery time, actually, when it jumped off, like post slavery, maybe, or right at the
talking about
ending of it.
feminism
Yeah, like late 1800s. That's when it actually. That's when it actually came around.
for when it came a thing. Okay, hey, help me out. Teamwork tonight. So, like once they figured out this method actually works when it comes to dividing people, they started branching it out to all the other races inside of the United States. Because what's the best way to put it? Because I was in the military, and when you don't have a collective mindset, a monolith, you know how everybody's like, well, we're not, the black community is not a monolith, women are not a monolith, you know that shit. They say that shit to push against what they actually should be arguing for. You should be a fucking monolith. You should be all on one terms, one agreement for how things should go when it pertains to your category, your group. They want to separate people to accumulate power. And that's what we have right now. When we have white men and white women, they're not together. Black men and black women, they damn sure ain't been together. Asian men and Asian women, nope. Mexican, Hispanic, nope. They want to separate all of us to accumulate power, and we're allowing them to do it because things like this feminist movement. And he's speaking on it. This shit branches so much further than what we all, well, I think most people really truly understand. Oh, well, they're not doing this for you. Well, they're not doing this for you. Well, they're not doing this for you. Okay, separate this stuff away from men because it's the men's fault. So now we're breaking up families. There's a big reason why 50% of marriages end in divorce. And that number's only going to go up. It's only going to go up. They're dividing us from what actually is what it is so they can accumulate what they want to accumulate. And then they try to throw people like MTR in the midst and say they're the problem when they're trying to be the solution. Like over here, I'm trying to be a solution. But I'm pretty sure. Hey, you on the list, man. I'm gonna let you know, bro. You on the list. Whether you know it or not, you on the
I ain't
list,
on
nigga.
no damn list.
They gonna break in your door tonight. You on the list, nigga.
Hey, I got protection.
You ain't got no dog.
I got more than that.
All right, now I ain't gonna hear you, man. You want to keep going, man? I know I seen Chief, PA, Elena.
No,
King
actually,
Ratchet sitting
I
here.
did want to bring up something. Because you was going in about what it's okay for women to do. We shouldn't say nothing. And MTR kind of briefly just did that too. But it tripped me out how say we decide, okay, we ain't gonna worry about what we should or should not tell women, right? But then got a channel for men talking to men. Hey, you got something to lose. You may want to consult a lawyer about a prenup. That's wrong. Hey, be careful about dealing with certain type of women because they may set you up. That's wrong. Careful about putting your seed in the wrong women. That's wrong. Careful about spending your money on a woman that does not reciprocate. That's wrong. So explain to me how we in this situation as well that we can't just have our private conversations with the men. Women always got to pop up and got something to say when we talking to the men. So that's where the issue at with us being leaders. We can't even just sit over here, construct how we're gonna be better leaders, especially in the black community. But in men, as men in general, we wrong. That's where it's a big issue. These platforms, for the most part, are talking to men. So if you're gonna do that, make sure you do your research correctly. And the thing that tripped me out with the bear conversation, let's keep it real. All these females that saying that ain't never been in the wild and ran across no wild bear. Because you is not going to want to be around no wild damn bear. Not no brown bear, black bear, polar bear, koala bear, none of that. You're not gonna want to be around none of that shit.
Now
So
that
I think,
koala, you don't want to be around that koala.
and I think it's very interesting and funny, like I was just saying. We're talking to men about things we gotta be careful about. And for the women that want a good relationship with a healthy man, right? With a healthy man, why would you want him to keep dealing with the wrong type of women just in hopes that you will run into that man, he'll treat you right? That's bullshit.
You know,
I see what Lena's saying, but not all women are good followers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. You took the words out of my mouth.
So it don't matter if all men ain't good, all men are not leaders, all women ain't followers. There you go. We divided.
Hey, look, man, you got to get in where you fit in. Like,
Get
look,
in where
some
your
people,
mother can fit in.
I'm gonna just say this ahead of time. Look, there are gonna be a lot of people, especially us men on our side. They're gonna be because there are, regardless of whether people know it or not, in the world, there are more men than there are women. Now, in the United States of America, in most Western countries, there are more women than there are men. But in the grand scheme of the world, there are more men than there are women. A lot of dudes gonna go to their grave never populating the earth, doing the one thing that the Lord told them to do: go forth and populate. They never gonna accomplish that goal. So we need to stop the cap on all these men are out here getting pussy and shit. Women find 80% of men unattractive. Like, come on. Like, to a lot of women, I'm unattractive. Straight up. Girl coming to look at my channel right now be like, ugh, yuck. 80% of women, majority of women find 80% of men unattractive. Like, come on now, let's be real. Let's see. Chief said feminism is rooted in, how you say that word? Occult practices? Is that a cult? I want to make sure I say it right. It looked like a cult. Either way, though, it don't matter. They are misappropriating terms to rally women against these people. Really, this is a list against content creators who oppose their occult practices. He had thrown in there again. He's trying to fuck me up. Don't write that word no more tonight. Don't write that word no more tonight, Chief, because I can't pronounce that word. And see, Lena said because they deleted the women. Okay. And Chief said they want to go public with human trafficking and Epstein Island. Oh, they gonna get it in a little bit. But what we gonna do? Keep rolling?
Yeah, we keep rolling for a little bit more, then we can 5 minutes or so, then we can go ahead and have a delusional Lena come on up.
All right, y'all, we gonna drop the link in about 5 minutes. Y'all better get ready. All right, here we go.
Joke after joke over this man getting his genitals snipped off. I remember as a child watching daytime television shows that the titles of the shows were something to the effect of, "Does size matter?" Do you know what that does to the psyche of a young boy when you begin to establish that your value and your worth of your man is through your eggplant? But point me to the equality or the narratives in media that focus on women's genitalia. And to think that all of that content, and obviously much, much more, that I don't have time within the length of this video to go through, is funded by mainstream media, begins to help you understand the psyche of why a Saudi Arabia-born woman that, if she stayed there at the time, would have not had the opportunity to even drive a car, come over here and complain about some made up shit because she's contracted the feminist mind virus. And because of that, is less likely to have a good established relationship with a man where she can create a 2-parent household. Oh, by the way, she's a single mother. There's active conversations online of, do we need men? The men will respond, yes. The women will respond, eh. Meanwhile, men have risked their lives to build the infrastructure and to innovate on so many products that will allow the comfort of our societies to continue to exist. Modern society prioritizes women over men. Listen, I don't believe I've ever said this statement specifically, but there are certain ways where women are in fact prioritized over men. There is a reason why most homeless people are men. There is a reason why most self-deletes are men. There is a reason why most workplace deaths are men. If you were to go out on a street and ask men or women, hey, what are some of the issues facing women today? You can usually get a laundry list. If you ask these same people, what are some of the issues that men face today? You get a lot of crickets chirping in the background. Feminists are unattractive. My talking points are focused around unattractive behavior, and the attitudes of some of these modern day feminists are abhorrent. I just did a video last week where feminists on the show The View offered that men are useless.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women? Most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. I mean, my husband, it takes a village of women to make sure that he's not emaciated, starving, and living in his own filth.
I need my man 3 to 4 times a week, and
good for you guys.
And then the rest of the time I need a wife, because I've always said.
Yeah, because the value of a man in your life is only reduced down to what he can do inside of your box. The misandry here, the man hate here is so goddamn crazy. Now imagine a group of men sitting on a paddle talking about all I need my wife for is her insides. The cancel culture will come a-knocking.
This totally differently in how I prep.
Pause that thought. Pause that thought, because that's very it's interesting. I'm gonna put it like that. It's interesting. So that lady tried to equate men to being messy and nasty and whatever. I'm sorry to tell you this. Look. I'm just going to say it. I grew up with 3 men in the household and 3 women in the household. My father, my mother, both my brother and sister, and then another sister, and then me. It wasn't the boys that were the nastiest. It wasn't the boys that were the messiest. It was highly pushed on to us as boys not to be like that. Boys are nasty, so make sure you clean up after yourself. I've been around girls my whole life. I done had them in my house and outside of my house. Like, stop the cap. I gotta
because men and women are not the same. And you have a lot of women that could be a household full of females and they ain't that clean. So, and then I know cats that keep their house spotless. So this, like they say, we keep pushing the old narrative of wanting submissive women to be homemakers and housewives and mothers. But they keep pushing for us to still, we need to do this for women, we need to protect, we provide, we're supposed to be better leaders. They still pushing the same thing. And in the midst of them pushing the same thing, they're still pushing that we don't know how to clean, we don't know how to cook. That's a lie. That's a lie. We don't do the same things that we used to do back in the day, especially for black men. It was always, you need to know how to clean up behind yourself. And a woman would like you more if you know how to clean up behind yourself, cook for yourself. I know females that have been in a relationship with dudes for a long time or still in a relationship with dudes that know how to cook better than them, that do most of the cooking.
Man, speak on that shit, man. Look, first off, let's be real. This whole narrative that men don't know how to cook for themselves, that shit came from white men. White men and white women relationships. Black men knew how to cook. I can't speak for the other races, the Asians, the Hispanics, whatever the fuck. Black men knew how to cook. Like, dude, I can't wait for the girl that come in my life. They know how to cook better than me.
Yeah, but you gotta realize that even with that scenario, men in general have always been better cooks than women.
Look what you're looking right now. Who are the top chefs?
Men.
Like, you know, they'll blame that shit on patriarchy and all the other whoop shit.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's nationally known are men. They're men.
But see, then they'll say, "Oh, that's because of the patriarchy." How, if that's considered a feminine thing now? So how's that patriarchy?
And look, it just blows my mind when it comes down to that. But like these ladies on The View, like they have some of them have their husbands, and some of them have their money. They're there to push an agenda. They're there to push an agenda. And it's perfectly fine, like you said. It's perfectly fine to put a man down in the midst of upping a woman. But us as men, we understand that I don't have to put a woman down to goddamn uplift a man. But in their mindset, I have to put a man down to uplift a woman. And we need to get away from that because that is not the case. I don't got to put you down to lift myself up. And I know a lot of men out here have that same problem, but they're doing this shit and they're televising it across the entire Western hemisphere. People watch this shit. Ladies love this shit. And to say men are useless, that's like, bitch, what's wrong with you? You ain't, look, what you need to do you need to be on dick sucking duty for the next like 78 hours. And that's what you need to be doing. And you can learn some appreciation. Cause I'm sorry. It's your show. I'm quiet.
Man, so I was trying to say it's my show. We sharing the show, man. Come on, man.
All right, we gonna hit the thing again. Shout out, we got Uncanny up in the building. We got Red up in the building. I'm not reading y'all comments. Let's keep going.
Because broadly speaking, I feel like men have proven largely useless. Like I think in the political moment, the people who are saying what needs to be said in my party, it's all women. The very few men, with the exception of Mike Pence and a few others, are saying what they need to. But in life, like I need my husband. I don't know if I need any other men, but he is irreplaceable.
But women have conversations about their feelings. Men talk about sports, cars, all that stuff.
I don't know. My husband talks about his feelings with his
Maybe he's gay.
Hold on, I gotta play that.
Wow.
One more time.
Talk about sports, cars, all that stuff.
I don't know. My husband talks about his feelings with his
Maybe he's gay.
Maybe he's gay. Next, we have men self-deleting at a rate 5 times higher than their female counterparts. You talk about the importance of having community for women, but a man that expresses himself amongst his boys is now gay. But shaming them and their sexuality for talking amongst each other is a new low. This is on ABC, nationally televised, to millions of people. Yes, this happened last week for a show that was aired on prime time TV. Meanwhile, I have never, ever in the history of my content ever said women are useless. By the way, researchers, go down into the content section. You're gonna see lovely young women's faces as well that know what the hell that you guys are up to. They've been paying attention to this platform for years now. They know what my heart is and they know what I'm trying to do. For these women are sick of y'all biased ass bullshit as well. Little known fact as well, I have anywhere from 15% to 20% of women that actively watch my channel, which is probably more than any of the content creators that are on that list, of which I ranked number 2. Anyway, I can get into all of these, and this video is getting way too long, even for my own liking, so I'll just skip ahead. Well, wait a minute. Wait, before we move on. Women use feminism to gain an unfair advantage over men. This is why you get women and public figures such as Candace Owens that hate.
It was something I wanted to say. So she said they was talking about men don't really talk about what's going on with each other. Like they just talk about sports. And then when the woman said her husband talked with his partners about stuff, she said maybe he gay. See, this is another issue. Even when we're trying to be better, we get met with gay, sassy, and all that. They said, man, for years, I remember growing up, men don't communicate. Now men are communicating, they get called gay or sassy. they want to talk about safe spaces, and then they wonder why guys are getting passports. Guys would rather deal with hookers instead of talking to them and dealing with them. Men would rather go their own way instead of dealing with females like that, unless they need box or something. These are the same issues and why men are responding the way that they do. You don't want men to be like the bad boy, but then he's sassy and if he's not like the bad boy, you're not turned on by it. You don't want to deal with him unless you have to when your life is dried up and you got a bunch of kids and the regular guys don't want you no more. Your body don't look the same no more. All these things that normal people go through, men get isolated from actually having opinions and being able to say what they need to say, and then they get disrespected. That's fucking crazy. That was on live TV, national televised TV. She called this woman husband gay. That's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Nah, I agree with you. Here, are we at the point where you want to drop that link?
Yeah, we can go ahead and drop the link, and then play a little bit more while people come up.
All right, bet. Look, I 100% agree with you, y'all. And for everybody that's watching, the links dropping down in the chat. I 100% agree with you because I understand how. Look, they've done studies and studies on top of studies on top of other studies of understanding how the human brain works and how people react in certain situations. Put them in certain environments, they're going to act this way depending on whether they're here or whether they're there. And they break it down on different levels. They've done enough studying to realize how people will react when we live in a society now where they're promoting one thing to the opposite. A lot of ladies feel like these men are just, they're their op. You know how all these kids say, my ops. You want them op? A lot of these ladies feel like all men are their ops. But the conundrum comes into where all these ladies still think that their ops should fund their lifestyle. So are you advocating for men to just be dumb and docile? It's a problem when men speak up and advocate for themselves, but it's not a problem when women advocate for themselves. But women have historically been disenfranchised, but now that they are franchised, they can advocate for wherever, and the men should just shut the fuck up. It's a little complicated how this thing works. And I think they're trying to build on the black and white relationships in society, and especially in America. All the black people can just say whatever the fuck they want to say. I believe everybody should be able to say what they want to say when it comes to certain topics. But I also think that they should base that shit within facts and logic. And that's one of the bigger problems when it comes to this feminist movement. Like, I should just be able to do what I want to do because I'm a woman? Fuck that. Get out of here. You smoking crack. We don't want that around here. Gotta protect the kids. You crazy. Get some pills. Something like that. I don't know. But just to blatantly just be able to come out here, you want the freedom to come out here and say whatever you want to say without any rebuttal. That's how people like MTR get roped into these things. Because this man doesn't come out here and say any egregious things against women. He doesn't come out here and say anything crazy. He'll criticize men just like we will. He'll criticize women just like we will. But he tries his best to keep it centered and based on pretty much some simple morals. And for that to be pushed back on, for him to get put on a list by the federal government. Think about this, y'all. We got people out here can't eat, can't sleep, ain't got no house, ain't got no home, ain't got no car, none of this shit. Our federal government is spending money on doing research, sending money to a goddamn group to do research on a YouTuber. On a fucking YouTuber. But remember, y'all, we're broke. We don't have money for anything. We can't house the homeless vets. We can't give these kids a better education. We can't feed the homeless. We can't do none of that. But we got enough money to go and look at YouTubers. YouTubers, y'all. YouTubers. You know they spent a couple $1 million on this shit. You know they did. They're laughing in our face while they're they're stomping on our face right now. And I don't think a lot of Americans are waking up to this. I'm not arguing for y'all to embark on some revolution. That's PA shit. That's PA shit. Or no, my bad. That's not PA. That's hurricane. I'm sorry, PA. That's hurricane shit. Arguing for a revolution. But you got people playing in your face on a day-to-day basis while they're robbing you. And they're advocating, they're putting shit like this forward. Men be men. No, we're going to advocate for everything to be against it. What it says, feminism is about hating men. It's gotten to that point. Modern society prioritizes women over men. It does. Remember, all these things are bad things. This is all in the anti-feminism section. Feminists are unattractive. Who the fuck said that shit? Women use feminism to gain an unfair advantage over men. Feminists are seeking to control men. Like, do we not see this in the day-to-day society? We see all of those things. But they're telling you, if you see that, if you believe that, you're anti-feminism. Stop the cap. You got Lena in the background. Bring Lena up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Lena, show me your face.
Show us your face, Lena.
Show me your face. I want to see your face. Hey, Lena.
Hello. Hi, Jay. Hey, Ops.
What's up?
MTR, I understand. I would be upset if I was number 2, but for him to act like he's surprised that he's on there, I think he deserves to be on the top 20, maybe.
Yeah, but break down why he deserved to be on that list at all.
He's definitely manosphere. Just because you say that you're not manosphere doesn't mean that you're not manosphere if you're doing manosphere content, and that your top 10 videos are manosphere videos. Oh, I'm no longer in the manosphere, but you're still doing the content. Stop the cap.
Like what? Give us an example.
Oh God, it's been a minute. His top 10 are. That's that he says top 10 videos. That was true. They're based on 10 of his videos, and they are manosphere driven. But I know he had Shahara, what's the hat lady?
Shahrazad Ali.
Yeah, he has her on there. He had Pearly Things. He agrees with her, and I think even though she's more of a feminist hater than he is, he agrees a lot of times with the people against feminism. He is against feminism.
But we're against feminism too.
Against? I'm sorry.
We're against feminism
but
too.
Why are you against feminism?
Because it's not about women having equal opportunities. It's about domination. It's about ruining families. It's about supporting the wrong things that should not be supported. It is not about women having great careers, women having education, women's suffrage movement, and all of that stuff. Like,
it should be. That's what true feminism is. It's for equality. The people that aren't doing things you're saying in the name of feminism, those aren't feminists.
Yeah, but
Lena, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you remember there was a time where they had the Christian Crusades, right?
Hello. What did you say?
You remember there was a time when they had the Christian Crusades, right?
The Crusade?
Christian Crusades, Joan of
Yeah,
Arc.
yeah.
And they was just out here just murking and murdering people.
Okay,
Just like you said, they did that under the guise of Christianity. Were they right?
No.
Okay. Well, right now we have a similar situation where we have, under the guise of feminism, we got to make men look bad. We got to discriminate against men. We got to call men out and all that wood stuff. Are they right?
To make men look bad?
Well, anything where a man stands up for himself, they call him misogynistic, right?
Not for standing up for himself, and depending what standing up for yourself looks like. Is it harming others?
It's situational. It's situational, right?
Right. And then I give you, you push
What if
back.
What if a man slapped the shit out of a woman in public? Is it situational?
He shouldn't smack anyone. No. People should keep their hands to themselves.
But it's not situational?
I mean that's the situation, yeah.
You see how we dabble and deal with different things. It's like when it comes to a woman and a man, and the woman's being the victim, it's situational. But when it's women trying to get whatever the hell, I don't know what the opposite in that sense would be, but
it basically, when you say underneath the guise, you're quick to say, I'm gonna give you an example, like the passport bros. You're like, they're not passport bros then. You're quick to defend them. Like, they're doing it underneath the guise of passport bros. It's a lot of people that hijacked it, but you're quick to say, that's not passport bros. But they are doing it underneath the guise of passport bros.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. No, I don't think they're doing it. Because I told you, the way that you grade the passport bros is, passport bros don't bring them back. So anybody that brings a woman back and calls themselves passport bros, they're not. But that's you can clearly deviate from either one. This shit with the feminist movement, you can't. You get that, right? You can't deviate between the two.
Hey, Jay, you able to hear me?
Say it again.
You able to hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Now, I don't think that's a good comparison, because you already know every time we talk about the passport bros, number one rule of passport bros is you don't bring women back. Once you decide you want to be a passport bro, you are already planning financially and mentally to stay over wherever the fuck you go. Wherever you find a woman, you're planning on being over there. Anybody that comes back, that's not a passport bro. It's not. I say that all the time. And Lena, you done heard me say that. You're not a passport bro. You can't just keep coming and going. Now, I understand if you're trying to sustain your citizenship, you got to come back every once. Well, sometimes they like to do it 6 months, depending on what country you're in. But maybe let's say every 12 months. That's something different, but just coming and going, you're not a passport bro.
Well, let me ask Lena this question, if she's been watching long enough. So, Lena, if MTR deserves to be on that list, name an episode that you remember where he was trying to incite violence against women.
I'm trying to think of any violence against women. No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, see, that's one of their top guidelines of why they got him on that list. Now, look at the crazy shit that happens on Fresh and Fit channel. Look at the crazy stuff that's happened on Pearl's channel.
Now, this is why I don't think he should be up that high. That's why.
No. The list that they made, period, is saying that you are somebody that incites violence against women. So if you've never seen that, that's another reason why he should be taken out. Have you ever seen him call a woman a bitch or a hoe on his show?
A bitch or a hoe? No, but it doesn't mean he doesn't call them other names like 304 or something like that.
Yeah, but see, that's more of a classier way of doing it instead of just
Oh,
coming out.
Yeah, 3 or 4 is more respectful than calling
Yeah,
her a hoe.
yeah, she's moving like such and such. So if that's the case, if you've ever called a woman a bitch or hoe, then you deserve to be on that list.
I don't have content though based on that, so they
No,
can't put me on the list. I don't put it out there.
but what I'm saying is, see, this is why we bump heads, or I know I bump heads with you all the time. Like you listen to Cynthia G, and you had somebody come at her, but they've never made a list and put her or other female content creators on it, especially the ones that talk shit about black men and divest. So you follow in that same realm of those women that should be on a list, but then you talking about MTR when MTR is not being disrespectful to women. Not women. He does also video content with women. He stopped fucking with Pearl, especially when he's seeing the disrespect that she had for our people and all of that. He's not fucking with her like that. And then for us,
Black racist things, but he was going to continue. But he continued. You know, he was going to continue rocking with her. If she didn't go racist, people would have still went with how radical she was. And it was crazy that he was rocking with her. If you're agreeing with her, you just as radical.
I'm a jump in on that one. Lena, a lot of the things that Pearl says, the main reason that a lot of ladies in the black community have an issue with her is because she's white. Like, let's gonna be real. Black
A lot
women
of
be the
a
first.
lot of people have issues with Pearl because of what?
She's white.
No, one thing's because she's a woman saying some of the things, and she herself is problematic. She does some of the things she talks about.
How do you explain to me
Allegedly.
she's problematic? Not
well,
explain it.
hold on, real quick.
No.
Hold
I
on.
want to hold. I want to
No,
hold.
wait, hold on. Keep that thought in mind because I was about to finish something on that. Okay, so if that's the case, and you was watching Cynthia G's content, so does that mean you're a misandrist and you hate black men?
No, I'm not a misandrist just because I watch her. No.
Okay, so explain to me how him dealing with Pearl and he's never said a lot of things that she said, especially not talking about women shouldn't deserve
He
to
agrees.
vote. He doesn't agree with her that women shouldn't vote. He said that on the same video.
That's about it. What else didn't he agree with?
He does not promote violence against women.
Okay, well, that's it. Just those two things.
Also, it's not just those two things, but especially not hating women, especially not pushing the content that women don't deserve their rights, especially not pushing the content of acting like, because I'm trying to think about all the other stuff that they say, which is the problem. Like his thing is not that men should not deal with women. Men don't need women. It's a few things that he talked about in this same video. So all I'm saying is, if that's the case, and since you watch Cynthia G content, you don't like us, you hate us, and you secretive about it.
That is not true.
We can't believe you because you fuck with her channel.
I agree with everything she says, and not to the extent of all.
Then you should not agree with her at all. You should not watch her channel at all.
I'll put it like this. Then she should not rope. If you don't agree with everything that Cynthia G says, you should not automatically rope MTR into a group that he automatically agrees with Pearl and all these other people when Cynthia G has more evidence against her for hating men. Then you can't even pull nothing out of the hat on MTR. It's like he's guilty for less than this person over here for more.
Exactly.
Do you understand that mindset? MTR's never said delete all black female babies.
Mm-hmm.
But he's bad. But Cynthia G says delete all black male babies.
But I don't think MTR is bad as sin, though. But MTR is still bad.
In what sense?
He is kind of a
What has
misogynist.
he done? He go, give me an example of what he's done
Some of
to
his
say that he's
content
bad.
is like
Give me
that.
an example. Give me an example. I want an example.
We still waiting.
When he had what's that Ali on there? He was
Sherazad Ali.
yeah
Wait,
he had
hold on. Wait, he had a woman on there that shows he hate women.
Hold on.
no
I want her. I
he was
want her to
agreeing
explain.
with like okay like the stuff she was saying about women should be allowed to cheat, men should be allowed to cheat, and it's okay. For them is gonna be sad. You know they're gonna be sad. Sometimes women need to shut up. I was like, what? She
You
really
don't
sat
think?
there and said women need to shut
Hold on,
up.
Lena. Lena, let's cover both of those. First off, you said
Please
that
do.
men should be allowed to cheat. Men should be allowed to cheat. Women should be okay with it. I'm not gonna argue that point because I know what the Lord, our Savior, said. He told men to go forth and populate, but underneath the marriage, they shouldn't be doing certain things. So I ain't gonna argue on that one.
No,
But
but
when it
wait,
comes down,
my bad. I was about
no,
to,
go ahead.
but no, because she's like blowing up. That was not what it was. You have men that's in higher stature that are always had a lot of women. He was not agreeing that it's okay for men to go cheat. He was not agreeing on that. That's not,
So
and
he
that was not her.
understands it.
That was not her sentiment. Her sentiment is in our culture in Africa, there were tribes and they did things differently. They had polygamous tribes. That was the whole thing. The man has never pushed that women should cheat. And for us women being quiet sometimes, yeah, there are times that women should be quiet because they jump out of their skin and not paying attention when a man is trying to tell them something. That's
That
what
was the
she's
one I
talking
wanted
about.
to.
It's
Yeah, that was
not
the one I.
about, oh, women just shut the fuck up. Don't nobody care about your opinion. No, it's act like a lady. Be classy. Just jumping out and saying stuff in front of your man when he may be handling a situation that can save your behind. Yes, shut up. We out in public. Don't try to embarrass your man like you smarter and better than him. Y'all wait till y'all get home and have a conversation. Show respect for that man. If not, then why are you with that man? You conflating the stuff that you are saying about that. No, give us some real concrete shit that he said, because you're talking about what she said and what he agreed, and then you conflating what the actual conversation was about. Like we just brought up, Cynthia G literally has made multiple videos talking about delete all black male babies. Give us something on the line of that of how he's that bad. Because if he's not anywhere near that, he should not be on that list, period. That's what we're saying.
That's for you, Lena.
He agrees. He gives the same people the same platform on
Like,
his. Well, he's had them on their show. He might not agree with everything. The fact that he agrees and gives them a voice, to me, he should be on that list. He's not that
Like,
far
hold
from
on,
them.
Lena,
He's
Lena,
just a
Lena.
soft version. I'm
Lena, who
sorry.
has
Not
he,
sorry.
Lena, who has he had on his platform that has said delete all female babies?
No one.
But Cynthia G has, right?
Cynthia G is the one who said it.
Okay, but I'm saying she's the one that said it, right?
Right. She's not.
And guess what? Guess what? What did you say when it came to her? You didn't disown her. You said that I listen to some of the stuff she says and I throw the other stuff out, right?
Right.
Why can't you do that with MTR when he hasn't even gone to that limit?
She got punished and he should be he deserves to be on the list.
No, what I'm saying. No, think about this.
You act like I said that she didn't go without punish or something didn't happen. Something happened, so she was punished for it.
Years. She went almost a whole decade without anybody saying something to her
Has she
about saying.
She might have been on for a whole decade, but I don't think she's been had this position. I think she's only had this position since 2018.
Over here, still, Lena. Think about what you're saying.
6 years.
She got finally kicked off of YouTube. What has MTR said to get him kicked off of YouTube?
I didn't say he deserved to be kicked off of YouTube. I think he should be on the list.
The comparison. I'm asking for the comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are okay with Cynthia G. So what is the comparison to MTR to make him
He should
so
be on
bad?
the list. They both are being punished. Why am I
Why?
comparing
Why?
them those
No.
two?
Why? Why should MTR be
Because he believes and fits some of the criteria that's on that list.
like what?
Like, he believes that women go after men for money. That's on that list.
They do.
Not the majority. Most women are marrying men.
Hold on, Lynn. Did you say not the majority?
Yeah, most women go after men for money. Is that what we're doing? We're all gold diggers now?
Pretty much. It's
That
human
man,
nature.
that man has never said in totality that women are going. His thing was always out for. Hold on. His thing was always watch out for those type of women that will try to get you. Like this is the problem I had. The stuff that you can keep conflating with this man, the stuff that he is talking about is within reason. While you sitting over here agreeing with this devilish Cynthia G bitch, this man is saying stuff within reason. The type of women that will do you wrong, the type of women that will take from you, the type of women that will set you up. See, that's what I'm saying. So you okay with that, but then you mean to tell me this man should be on the list, and we might as well be on the list too, because we're talking about the wrong type of women that men should avoid, especially if you are a decent, good man. So that lets me know what type of person you are, Lena. You are not a good woman. That's why you have bad results with men. You don't deserve a good man.
I do deserve a good man because I am good to the man I am with.
You are not a good woman.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not, because you have these type of principles and mindset in your mind. Then that means you're nothing but a chameleon. That don't mean you're a good woman. If you
I
think
am
about
not
this
a chameleon.
man, and you can go back and watch all of his videos, and you can see in totality his whole video career on YouTube, where he is always pinpoint the type of female. He never just all women. So if you mean to tell me that you can agree with some devil that say all black men, but then you got a problem with a man
don't even say all black men, but she stopped.
Yes,
she said why she stopped doing that. So let me know y'all don't watch her content in totality like I do.
We've watched enough. This man has
because she said
her videos
she
for the
said
last 3
I stopped.
years.
She said she stopped differentiating between good and bad black men because they don't do that for you. They say black women. So why should I have to go through pains and strives to make a difference and say some black men? They don't say some black women. So I agree with her. She's right.
But MTR versus her, MTR does that.
But she's different. But MTR isn't as hard as Cynthia G, just like he isn't as hard as the other people that's on that list, which is why I said he shouldn't be number 2. He still needs to make the list, though. He's not number 2, but he should be.
Everybody, real quick.
Like I said,
in Lena's opinion, who is worse for women, Cynthia G or MTR for men? Which one's worse? That's for you. That's for you, Lena.
I would say Cynthia G slightly is worse.
Then stop fucking listening to the bitch.
Never. Absolutely not.
See? You're just not a good person. Ain't no point of us trying to be
I am a good person.
No, you ain't.
And Cynthia G does not hate all black men.
Whatever.
She does.
No, she doesn't. She hangs out with black men. There's black people that she like and hang with. She doesn't hate all black men.
Do you mean the gay ones?
There are a lot of white women that I want you to understand this, because I'm gonna do a video on this in a couple of days. There are a lot of white women, especially during slavery time, that couldn't stand black men. They thought of them as less than them, and they still laid up and let them motherfuckers break their back.
I'm not talking about that.
That's not saying shit. You can have hate for somebody you have sex with. You can
not even have sex with.
Get married to.
It's black men she respects that she used to roll with.
She don't know. Look, it's crazy the way that you think about it, but I can't get into your mind for how you rationalize.
You can't, bro.
That.
She lost. She just another black girl lost.
It's fine. It's fine, but somebody like MTR, I would see myself be on that list faster than MTR.
Me
was
too.
on that list, and it's crazy to me because he's more strategic. I'm gonna put it like that about the words that come out of his mouth and the things that he say. I just come straight off the cuff. I don't give a fuck. But for him to be on that list, that lets you know, and I've said it before because we talked offline about this, about somebody had an agenda against him. They had an agenda. And it's crazy to me that you would have somebody like him that comes out and tells men to be better and constantly have an open mind to what's going on around you. Be cognitive of what's going on around you. Be aware. Just be aware. And to call it out, like you really sitting on here telling us that he's on the same level as a Cynthia G, who said delete your black male babies. Not here. Remember now, don't lay up with black men, black women, and have babies by them. No, after you do that, delete your black son if you find out you're having a son. He's on that level? Because that's just straight evil. So is MTR evil, Lena?
No, he's not on that level. I said he doesn't need to be that high on the list, but he deserves to be on the list. He's
How
not
do
number
you
2.
listen to Cynthia G then?
He top 20 though.
How do you listen to Cynthia?
With wine? I don't know.
God. Lena, you need, like, you know how a lot of ladies say that men need to go to counseling? You heard ladies say that before?
Yes.
You need to take your ass to counseling.
She definitely need counseling.
Because how can you be perfectly fine and okay with listening to somebody that says genocide, a gender of a race? If men came out, think about it. They came at MTR for telling men to be men and pointing out bad female behavior. Kind of like how they come at me, but they came at him with the federal government. That's egregious. Can't have it.
Yo, anybody
You
else
have
want to
a
come up
woman.
on the show?
Oh, you want me? Oh, I need to drop the link again. Look, y'all, if y'all want to come up, man, I got the link for
Uncanny is
y'all.
trolling me. Hey, babe.
No, Uncanny ain't trolling you. You need to pay attention because your mindset, in my honest opinion, it's just my opinion, and I think Op agrees with me. Your mindset's fucked up. It is. And Dunder Mifflin said it is too. Dunder Mifflin said it's wrong. Look, you cannot have a society where women view men as less and treat them as less, and men have to carry them around as less and think that you're going to be productive. You can't.
I don't think men are less. I think that we should have equal rights and things.
Y'all
Women
got
have
more
rights
rights
than
than
men.
we got.
No, we don't. You're
All right, okay.
overrepresented
I
in
got one. Wait,
government.
hold on. I got one. Hold on. I got one. So,
I
Lena.
asked her to name a right that a man has that a woman doesn't.
Yeah, I was about to name one, but go ahead. Name one, Lena.
You have autonomy for your body. The fact that they're trying
What do you
to
mean? What do you mean?
Please
the
explain that.
fact that they're trying to legislate reproductive rights and the fact that they're trying to deny it to us.
Hold on. Say that again.
The fact that you have autonomy for your body.
The whole thing from the beginning.
You have
I'm listening.
autonomy over your body. You have the right to go anywhere in the state, whether you have a child or not. Women do not. Some states have ownership of women now. So if I decide I want an abortion, no, it's true. If I decide I want an abortion and to move to another state, some states now are coming after women.
Like
that's not fair. So now they're saying that women belong to states.
Hold on. You said the states are coming after those women that want to move while they're pregnant?
Yes, for an abortion. Yes.
Okay, here. What are those states?
I want to say it's either Georgia or Louisiana.
Georgia
and Texas.
or
And Texas
Louisiana.
is just.
Wait,
And Texas. It's
Hold on,
about to.
back up. How do men have complete autonomy over their body in that instance?
They don't have to worry about being. You don't have to worry. Well, that's biologically you have no choice, but you don't have to worry about your life being in danger, giving birth to a stillborn, which you had a abortion prior in order carrying a baby that's dead. And you, in order to give birth, you don't have to worry about.
Wait, hold on. Let me stop you there. That is not a right or a privilege that men have. You need to understand what you just said. He said, as far as under the laws, y'all have the right to not get pregnant. That is your choice whether you want to get pregnant or not. And when you decide to get pregnant, you also have how many contraceptives that you can use so you don't get pregnant.
And they're trying to deny us that now.
Wait.
They're denying us now. We have 12.
You talking about also medical and stuff like that. I'm talking about what you can pay for yourself. So
12.
You don't have, hold on. Yeah, but you don't have to get pregnant. You don't have to have an abortion. All right. And let me give you this. Since you're talking about rights on that, that's bullshit, because you don't have to put that in the government hands, because you can stop yourself from getting pregnant. You're giving autonomy to the government. That is not something that we have in the law books. We're talking about something that's on the
but
law
you could
books.
go ahead and have a baby, want to have a baby, but you can't determine if the baby is going to be healthy or if it's going to be a detriment to you. So once you get pregnant and you want to get out of it, you can't.
Yes, you
can't
because
foresee
they
the
still have
future.
rights. You still have those rights that if it's something that is going to take your life during pregnancy, that you can go ahead and get that aborted.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't take that, so that is not the same thing.
They're
as right
fighting to.
All right.
They are fighting to.
That ain't on. No, hold on.
Texas is one state that's going for it.
Hold on, because Lena, that's bullshit. That was not a right. That is not a right on the books. That's up to y'all. Y'all have autonomy on your body. You don't have to get pregnant. So let me give you one that's real. The draft. Y'all can vote, have the right to vote without have to be drafted. We have to be drafted. That's a right y'all have that we don't have. That's on the books.
Okay.
So actually give us a law that's on the books of rights that we have, y'all don't have, because I just named one for y'all.
So you guys can be drafted.
Yep.
I thought the draft wasn't in use since, what was that, the 70s?
Lena, stop.
It's still there. It's still there. It's on the books. Y'all got suffrage rights without having to fight.
Women do not get drafted. They're not legally obligated to get drafted. Men are. So he's asking you to give me one thing that women are obligated to do that men are not. So men have an advantage. What thing in society legally do men have an advantage on that women don't legally?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I can just tell you things that like are unfair, like that it does occur, like overrepresentation by one gender in all three branches of government.
You mean for us where people have to vote you in for?
Yeah.
So who fault is that if a woman don't get voted in?
The way the laws of gerrymandering.
No. That means the women suck at getting laws passed and all that, and people don't believe them. They don't vote them in. That's what that means. That has nothing to do. But that has nothing to do with what's on the law books. You're talking about how you feel. You got the white feminists blowing your brain up to make you think that is an actual issue, and it is not an actual issue. That is not nothing on the books. See, this is what I'm saying. You got a fake fight. You probably don't even hardly know your history about how great black women are, and then stuff that y'all had that white feminists did not have, and they were jealous of y'all of.
No, I heard they always say that they hijacked our talking points and fight and our rights.
Hold that thought.
Because it was never for them. It was for us as a community. That's what it was for.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna show you exactly what Lena is thinking right now. You ready? Here we go.
I'm not a whore because I chose to be a whore or because I wanted to be a whore. If you be the one that want to me, y'all be the one that approach me with the gifts and the trips and the this and the that. Yeah, I have the option to turn it down, but why? Who doesn't want money? Like, if y'all niggas wasn't so thirsty, then maybe I wouldn't be such a hoe.
I don't know how you got that rights. That's what I'm thinking.
Nah, it's pretty much your same argument.
How is that the same argument about representation in government and reproductive rights? And
you remember when Op said women are not obligated to be put into the draft? What did you say?
when have they enacted or even enforced the law for the draft field?
That is not what you said. You said okay.
I said,
Like
okay,
it
has
was
it been in
nothing.
use since the 70s? That's what I said.
Like now I'm saying like it was nothing.
It hasn't been active. They haven't enforced it since the 70s, though.
It doesn't matter when they
It's still
enforce
on
it.
the
It matters
books.
that it can
And even
happen
when it was on
any
the
day.
books, everyone joined in to fight it.
What
Lena,
matters
there were
is the
people
fact
like
that you have
Donald
no real
Trump that
argument.
dodged it. Donald Trump dodged the goddamn draft with his bone spurs. There were many rich kids that dodged the draft that did not want to go in. There were many civilians, regular, lower paying, middle class, poor people that tried to dodge that. Guess who didn't have to dodge it? The women. And they still don't have to dodge it. What are you talking about? You have
They
the
don't
right
have
to
to
have an abortion.
dodge it. They don't have to dodge it, but I still don't think women were like the reason, the cause of it. You know, feminism hasn't done anything for it.
Lena,
But the
that wasn't
argument is, it's not like women weren't fighting for them not to. Women didn't want them to be dodged. Women didn't want them to be drafted either. It's women who sat there and married men so they wouldn't be drafted.
Lena, he asked you to name one right that women have, well, that men have that women don't. That's what he asked you. I think we all still waiting for that. We went on a little diatribe for a second. Name a right that men have that women don't. Legally speaking.
She ain't got nothing, bro. She ain't got shit.
Hold on. Give us time. Come on.
She's struggling. She probably trying to look it up on her phone.
She ain't gonna be able to look nothing up. That's the funny part. But
Because
either
there
way,
ain't none.
Come on, Lena. Tell me when you gave up.
Wave that flag. Just go ahead and wave it.
Throw the towel and give up.
Give up.
Anything, Lena? Okay, Lena's gone. Lena left.
That was our best thing to do was retreat because I was about to throw another one at us.
What you gonna hit her with?
The fact that if women can't take care of their kids, versus what men get? What do women get when they can't take care of their kids?
Social Security.
No, jail. Oh, you talking about with the women? Yeah, men
the
get
women.
men.
Yeah, the women. Oh yeah,
Assistance, food stamp. Man get hit with, bitch. You better pay this shit or your ass going to jail. Remember that video you did? Remember that video you did with the white dude went to jail for 5 years to prove his innocence?
Yeah, look, lost his driver license. Man, look, he lost all autonomy of himself. And then they wonder why people go into being drug dealers, working on the black market. You took away, I can't have a driver license no more. I can't go get a legitimate job because y'all gonna come after me. And then you wonder why we kind of force people as a government, as a society, into certain fields, and then we complain about them. But honestly, I think it's all for the betterment. We need money that's coming off the books when it comes to the federal government. We need money that's not tracked. if that makes sense. But you know, this is me saying shit. I don't know nothing. I don't know why Lena dropped out, man. It's crazy because it was a good conversation. MTR should not be on this list, yo. He should not. And I don't think that we're here to try to defend MTR, but I think we are here to call out the BS when it comes to the mindset and the vigor, if that makes sense. The vigor that our federal government has for spending our tax dollars to look into people that are talking on the internet while we're sitting around having our tax dollars thrown out across country to country for no damn reason that we're not really involved in. I understand the implications of it, but that ain't our problem. We're quick to spend money on that while people are out here barely being able to get by with housing costs going up, food costs going up. We're willing. We're really willing. They looked at Andrew Yang and said, yeah, he's crazy for saying what was it, universal income? That was his thing when he ran. Yeah, he's crazy. There's no way we can do this. We're pretty much doing a universal basic income for motherfuckers in another goddamn country. In a couple countries right now. For them to come at the MTR, that's amazing to me. And they get people caught up on that. They put him on the list. When this country is so fucked up that dude, I'm literally it's gonna be one day I'm gonna do a video on just like the politics of this country. And they wonder why I say fuck Trump and I say fuck Biden, say fuck the Democrat Party, fuck the Republican Party. They wonder why I say it and they look at me like I'm crazy. Oh, you're just stupid. You're uneducated motherfucker. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, okay.
Bro, the thing that tripped me out about this shit, and just on some real shit, the problem we have, especially in our community, is overall as females like Lena, is because you don't know which way the fuck to go. You talking about men ain't good leaders, you a bad follower. Even when you can have the right type of dude in front of you that's gonna lead you where you need to go, you let this bullshit Karens and whoever the hell Cynthia G's get in your damn head and say, no, don't follow him. And then the part of you that want to is like, nah, I think we should. No, don't follow him, bitch. You don't need him. You do. We see, like I told you before, I seen a bad accident maybe a month ago, and it was dudes helping to pull the women and children out of these cars. Like, you know what I'm saying? To say we don't need you. Like, I would love to see them teach a bear how to pull you out of a damn flipped over SUV. I would love to see them teach a bear how to build an infrastructure and run it. Build a building. Shit, get your AC to work properly. I would love to see a bear do all of that shit. I would love to see a bear driving you around. Like, all the stuff that men do. I would love to see y'all females teach a bear to do that. This is how ridiculous this is. Especially if you've ever been around a wild bear. You don't believe none of that shit you say. I've been around wild fucking boars and bobcats, and I was like, oh shit. You're not gonna sit there and tell me you're around a 600-pound bear, you're safer around that bear than a man. This is fucking ridiculous. So then we got this dude, MTR, getting thrown in this list, and then we got females like, no, yeah, he should be, because he agreed with the fact that women shouldn't talk sometimes. Okay. Sometimes y'all should not. For the women that's unruly, yeah, sometimes you shut the fuck up. Oh, he believed that men should be allowed to cheat. Well, no, it's the fact that there's a lot of men that are going to be able to exercise their options because they have that right. The fact that we're in this situation, hold on, the fact that we're in this situation where a dude like MTR, who is harmless, could get thrown on a list where the government is subsidizing some organization almost $1 million fucking dollars to stop his livelihood because he's talking to men about growing and being better. And then women will sit up there and wonder why black men or men in general are not being better, because the things that we need, the way we need to talk to each other and you know, congregate and stuff like that, women are fighting against. There's a lot of women out there that are fighting against that. And it's like, but you want men to be better? You want, that's just like when women want men to get their shit together so they can protect and provide for them, but then y'all still fight to out-earn men. How does that make sense? Then you want a man to have him come in and have a house, but y'all are proudly saying there's more women with more houses than there are men. Everything that men have traditionally done you have women that are out there stupidly and blindly trying to fight against men, and then have the nerve to come back around and say men need to do better. What kind of bullshit competition
What are they
are we
fighting
talking
men
about?
against? What are they fighting you against?
It's stupid shit. Like I just said, y'all would have women out there talking about equal opportunity and all that, but then we'll turn
How's that hurting men for equal? How does giving us equal opportunity hurt you?
Hold on. Ask that question again, cause my sound went
How
out.
does asking for equal opportunity hurts men?
No, I didn't say about it hurting men. What I said is asinine, because you would have females that would say they want to make as much money or more money than men, but then we'll turn around and say men need to make more money than them. That's repugnant. It makes no fucking sense. You can't
I don't see
compete
women
against men
fighting to
and
make
then
more
turn.
money.
Yes, that's what they are talking about. The fact that they don't make as much money as men on the dollar.
Yeah,
But
you
then,
want to make as much, right?
So if me and you dating, or me and you on opposite sides, and you talking about I made 85 cents to the dollar, you want to make that same amount, and then say I want to date you, but then you turn around and be like, you need to make more money than me. How does that make sense?
No, for the same jobs, like jobs that you would have to like negotiate, or like for contract and stuff like that. They're more likely to pay the woman less than the man. So that's what they're fighting for. Not for, okay, I want to make as much money as my man makes. It's, I want to be paid fairly for the same amount of work.
Well, we know that's not true because y'all don't do the same amount of work.
That's not true. There's a lot of jobs.
All right. So how many construction jobs have you ever had?
None. I'm not talking about that. We don't do construction work.
But that is why men earn more money than women, because y'all
because you do different type of work. But I'm talking about for the same jobs. When we have the same jobs, contract work, men get paid more money. Male directors get paid more money than female directors. Other type of contract work, they do get paid more.
Are they working more hours than those females?
That I don't know if it's about making more hours.
All right, then. So, are you sure you should keep dying on that hill?
For the same amount of work, for a quality amount of time, women should get paid. They have done studies. I've read it before where they don't.
Lena.
No, you need to read those studies again, because a lot of those studies be lying. They don't actually break down the fact that men work more hours than women work, and they could be getting paid the same amount.
And that's why they said women are more effective with their hours than men. They're more likely to be more organized and make less mistakes. They were saying that's why men work more hours. I read that too before. Why men work more hours than women?
No, that is not because women are more effective than men, because if they was more effective, they would put in the same amount of hours.
No, they needed less because
it is impossible, by and large, to put in less hours than somebody and then be more effective than that person. That's impossible.
That's not true. You could be more effective and put in less hours. Yes, it is true. You can't put less hours and be more effective than someone that put in more.
Then why y'all still ain't making the same amount of money?
Because they don't want to pay women as much money. They don't
want it. Y'all still by and large want men to do all the work. Y'all still by and large want men to take care of y'all. That is why y'all want to get married, and then when y'all get married or into a relationship, y'all go more into your soft girl era. And then the fact that just y'all
that's not true. That's what they're telling you. Most women still work when they get married. Most women aren't stay at home. You can't even afford to be a stay at home in this economy.
No. What I'm saying is, when most of the times you can look at these numbers, you need to really start doing more research. Majority of the times, men are still making more money than women.
They do. About $10,000 more each race group.
Depending on what group you're talking about, though.
Right. But most is within it's like a 10,000 or a little bit more, depending on which racial group.
I mean, sadly enough, the problem is not with the men. The problem is with y'all. Y'all been brainwashed. Y'all delusional. and then you don't know what you really want out of life, and then y'all think that y'all can
We
like
do know what we want out of life. We're not delusional. Y'all are delusional.
We're not the ones that are arguing.
Y'all be like, oh yeah, you can go to work and come home and do another job, cook and clean and do everything.
How many of y'all
while we
really
just
do
sit
that?
here.
How many of y'all really do that these days? A lot of y'all are nasty and dirty just as much as men.
Okay, you know what? You're not gonna do me.
A lot of y'all are. A lot of y'all are not as cleanly as men. It's the truth.
No, but I work a lot though.
All right, there you go. Men work a lot too. Men have to cook, clean for themselves, and men and women are sharing majority of the household duties. Whereas women
That's not
don't.
true. No,
Women
they did a
don't.
study. When a woman gets married, she gets 7 more hours worth of work per week when she marries a man.
How?
Because now she got to cook and clean for him.
So he's not helping at all.
He help in some of the stuff, but men type of jobs aren't like daily jobs.
So
like,
what about?
you know,
So what about? So hold on. So what about all the stuff that men have to do that women don't do?
y'all got just in case shit and weekly shit. Y'all cut the grass once a week. You take out the trash, and then you change the tire when the tire go out. The tire don't go out every day.
Every day. We are the ones that make sure y'all are
It don't make that much trash every day.
And as
Trash
a
don't
matter
fill
of
up
fact,
every
if
day.
that's the case, okay, then another thing that y'all need to give us our kudos on, or y'all need to start paying us for, is therapy. Because when you motherfuckers come through the door bitching and complaining about your day, who your fucking therapist every day?
My best friend.
No, us. We got to be your therapist and listen to the bullshit.
And we have to be y'all therapists too. I be hearing stuff. I be like, oh my God.
How is that true if men don't always communicate like that to women? Y'all say we don't communicate enough.
They do. We therapists and we gotta get stuff out. We gotta play Sherlock Holmes, tiptoe. Like, damn, what's wrong with him today?
It sounds like y'all, a lot of y'all just living in the past and then think y'all still the same shit that y'all used to be. Y'all act like y'all the shit, but you've been flushed a long time ago. Y'all are not the shit.
I don't think we're the shit with options. I just don't think y'all so triggered. Y'all got mad because women really sat there and said, "Oh, I would rather take a chance with the bear." And me, like a dummy, I was agreeing with men. I was fighting with men like, y'all crazy as hell. Ain't no way I'm gonna take no bear over a man. But now the women who making arguments against it, I'm like, damn, maybe I was the dummy. But they was like, if you leave the bear alone, most likely he will leave you.
Oh, dang. Who was this calling me? Let me tell y'all that. Oh, so let me type it back. I'm on YouTube. I'll be right back.
You still there, Jay boy?
I'm just sitting back listening, and I'm being, dude, this is crazy, Lena. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. If you have that mindset, you have that mindset. But men didn't make women do shit. So making sure the household works perfectly. Women are equipped to do certain things better than men, and men are equipped to do things that are better than women. And once we understand that dynamic and bring it together, we can get somewhere. But the problem is right now is that we got a lot of lazy ass females that are not traditional. They're modern, but they still want the traditional result of not doing that. And they're finding out in the grand scheme of things how that's not going to work out for them. But, you know, y'all do it. You do whatever you want. You believe whatever you want. It's on you, man, because yeah.
I guess since ain't nobody else really came up with a damn brain, we'll go ahead and get ready to end the show on out. But yeah, man, shout out to that brother MTR. Hopefully, you know, he don't have a situation to deal with like that in the future that's too serious. God forbid if you do, I'm definitely gonna stand up for the brother and whatever petition got to be signed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Especially for that brother. The rest of the cats, a lot of them, I don't know, but MTR, man, no, that's a good, decent brother right there. But that also goes to show where we at in civilization right now. If you mean even a decent brother That's trying to be respectful and just telling brothers to be careful. And a brother that still deal with women on doing content still could get put on this list. It's crazy how it's like that, but it just shows you, man, this is America. This is what we're going through, especially with Western society. So all I can tell dudes out there is just be careful, and like Manosphere Highlights Daily say, protect yourself at all times. Jay, you go ahead, man. Finish it out.
Who, me?
No, I said Jay. JBJ.
Nah, go ahead, Lena. Say what you got to say.
What? Women, ladies first? Are you guys okay? You sure about that?
Girl.
I just think that MTR deserves to be on that list. He agrees with a lot of other manosphere content creators. He's, oh, I'm surprised, dude. And then just because you say you're not part of the manosphere, but you move like the manosphere, come on now. We are defending somebody that clearly is part of the Black Manosphere. Stop playing in our face. MTR, we know you are Black Manosphere. You agree, you do the content to be Black Manosphere. You gonna do the content and say I'm not Black Manosphere? Are you for real? Should he be number 2? No, not at all. I don't know why they put him number 2. He should be like number...
I just met him. Hey, how y'all doing? What up?
Hey, baby.
Say one thing. Lena crazy. She crazy. She crazy. Y'all deserve to drag her tonight. That's it. I'm gone.
There you go. I love you, baby. I got trolled by my own man.
Good.
I am going to get him when I get off this thing. I'm going to drag him for real, for real.
Go ahead, delusional lady. That's what you were saying.
He going to keep those words.
Go ahead, delusional lady. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah, he deserves to be top 20. Sorry. Not sorry. MTR, you know some of the things.
You gotta say sorry. We know you mean that crazy nonsense that you saying. We ain't even studying you anyway.
Yeah.
Jay, what you got to say, man?
I think it was this is a very interesting live stream tonight. Put it like that. Very interesting, very informative. Lena, you helped me out a lot with understanding that, yeah, a lot of ladies just don't give a fuck. And it's just reaffirming what I already believe. Like, MTR shouldn't be on that list. He hasn't said anything that's derogatory or vindictive against any ladies out here in this space. Calling out bad female behavior is not automatically you hate women. You're a misogynist.
I don't know. See, what you do is call out women. You're not a misogynist. I really do believe you like women. You hold women accountable. There's a difference between you and MTR to me.
MTR is nicer than I am.
I don't think so. I think you're more fair. I think you're more fair. And you do more of a potpourri of stuff. You're not hyper focused. This is all his content just about.
See, that's where I think feelings get involved, and I think that's what formed that entire list. It was a feelings-based list because Fresh and Fit should greatly be above them if that's the case that they're trying to point at.
They should be number 2.
That lets you know that list is flawed.
It's very flawed. I agree with the ordering.
Yeah, JBJ should have been on there.
I don't think Jay should be on there though.
Well, let Jay finish what he's saying because we close.
Why the fuck y'all trying to put me on the goddamn list?
I'm not.
I say you should be.
I'm not.
Both of y'all, both of y'all trying to look, man.
I know. I said you don't deserve to be on the list. I don't think you should be on the list.
Later, stop talking for a second. The man trying to finish out the show.
And look, all in all, man, look, MTR, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Content's great. You make good content. Trying to get to your level. Look, everybody that participated tonight, man, I appreciate all of y'all. Fucking like Lena, I understand. You're gonna argue for the ladies and you're gonna do what you do. And just like I'm gonna argue for the men. But we always got to come to the center ground of like what's right and what's wrong. If we can't do that, this a pointless argument, and that's I think why I've got a little irritated with you, and I'm not gonna fault him for it. But look, man, y'all hit that like, y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe, all that in a bag of chips, and Op, you are the man that's gonna send us off tonight. So, sir, how you want to do it?
All right, y'all. All right, y'all know where to go. Op from the North 18. Check me out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So we finna get up out of this bit.
Hey.
Okay,
Don't
Big
tell
Meech.
me about me. Stop telling me about me. Stop telling me about me. Stop telling me about me.